Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Maybe This Will Help with Where's Oswaldo. I'm wearing a onesie today because there was no pants close to my bed when I got out of bed this morning, and this was. So it's a little too small for me. I don't know if you can tell from there, but I rocked it to the mall today to meet up with a friend and get a little bit of Christmas shopping done, last minute Christmas shopping. It was a zoo out there. I couldn't believe it. I guess I can. Everybody's always telling me about this, but I thought for sure that people would have caught on more now, especially the amount of angry people out there. Very upset with the amount of stuff going on. It's crazy. You can't even pay attention to all the stuff you need to pay attention to not run into stuff. You're looking forward to avoid these people, and then somebody comes out of your flank and is just there. I bumped into a couple people. I backed into a person, not in my van, but the roads were crazy too. I was really proud of myself. It shows how far I've come using these tools that I've been talking about in these videos, because I used to get very frustrated very quickly to the point of rage not too long ago. But I was very happy out there today. I was taking my time. It took me a lot longer to get where I was going, but it was all good, and I was just really happy that that was my experience out there in the craziness. So anyways, my topic today is permaculture. It's not something I'm super knowledgeable on, but a friend of mine was just kind of explaining it to me more in depth, and it sounded really cool. And because of all the stuff I had to do today and the stuff I got to do tonight to get ready for my own Christmas obligations, I figured I'll save the really big topic that I was going to do today for tomorrow or possibly after Christmas. So, permaculture. What permaculture is a farming system that once you set it up, it pretty much takes care of itself. You have to harvest and you maybe have to do some trimming or something, but if you do it right, you're not supposed to have to do much of any of that at all. You really just let it all be natural. You help it become natural. There's two things about this that I found fascinating before I kind of tell you what I do know about it. One, I had heard about this a couple years ago and had a couple friends interested in going to learn it elsewhere. And for some reason I had it in my head, but yeah, you have to poop in a bucket and use that as fertilizer. Now there may be some out there that you've got to use your own human waste as fertilizer for, but I don't think that proper permaculture entails that. This is also kind of funny because there's so many things out there where I've thought they are one way, and then it turns out that's a lie. It's a myth. I don't know if these myths just come from a joke that somebody took wrong, or if rich people with interest beyond, like farming interest beyond that, put these myths out and pay money to slowly seep it into our brains. I have no idea, but it is funny how these misconceptions about things can leak in there without actually being true. So that's something to be aware with all things in life. Just because you heard it or because you think it doesn't mean it's necessarily true. I've spread ignorance many times and probably will continue to do so through this method of hearing things and thinking, oh wow, that makes sense. I've told at least 19 or 20 people that Hulk Hogan was from Canada before I actually Googled it myself. So to you people out there that I told that to, I'm sorry, and to all the people that they told that to based on me being pretty confident in it, I'm sorry to you as well. Anyways, so permaculture, what you do is you layer the soil. There's like hay layer, something like 7 layers, and you let it kind of all break down, and then you plant a fruit tree guild, which you plant it in a circle, and then you plant all your vegetables around it, and then they all just support each other beautifully. And that's just in one little spot. You can get big forests full of just ever-sustaining food this way. And I don't understand why it hasn't caught on more, because I don't know if you've ever tasted a fresh from the garden vegetable, but it is phenomenal. Way better than any grocery store vegetable I've ever had. A grocery store tomato doesn't even taste like a tomato. It tastes like nothing to me. Some other people may find that's their favorite. I grew up on a farm. My grandparents had a great big vegetable garden. I ate a tomato that tasted like something, and now when I eat them, they just kind of, it's more texture than taste. I personally believe that if the resources were available, a lot of people would start their own gardens, grow their own gardens. You want to talk about saving money? A half an acre of garden can feed one person for the entire year. And now that would require the skill of canning and preserving and things, but just even feed yourself for the summer months. You know, like lots of stuff comes off early in the summer, stuff comes off in the middle of the summer, and things like kale will last into November, even in the wintry climate that we have here in Canada. So gardens are a great way to save money, a great way to eat food that tastes way better, and it's way healthier for you. And so I've always believed in that, but permaculture is a way to have a permanent garden that's self-sustaining. You don't have to plant it every year, you don't have to weed it. So I feel like as soon as that gets out there, people are going to catch on. The other thing about permaculture that I think is amazing is the naturalness of it. You know, you get fruit trees, you get ground plants, and you give it back. Whereas like the Monsanto one seed monoculture, it doesn't support pollination, which then you don't have room for pollinating bugs and things like that. It doesn't support locally grown, because everybody in this entire world is growing the same seed. And that also doesn't support biodiversity within inside of us. If we eat a bunch of different kinds of grains, but we're not eating different strands of it, then we're getting always the same thing. And that's probably why now we have things like celiac popping up all the time, nut allergies, things like that. We're eating this food that's only got one set of genetics for so long that our bodies aren't biodiverse anymore, and it greatly affects all of our genetics in the way that we respond to food. Even we've passed that on to our children now. It's changing us, it's morphing us. So anyways, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. That's the very little bit I know about permaculture in a nutshell. I'm sure that it would be even more amazing if I had more information, but I don't. And I guess I will leave you with hang affirmations up in your house, guys. If there's something that you really want to remember to try and do, like love yourself more, or take care of yourself more, or go to sleep, then hang up signs in a crowded place on your bathroom mirror, so that you got to read them every day. It's a great way to get stuff in your head. It's a great way to start practicing. It's a great way to remember the things that you want to do and learn. It's fantastic. These have helped me out greatly so far, and there's many more around my house. The bathroom on the main floor has them all over the mirror. It's fantastic. Affirmations, even if you just repeat them over and over in your head, they'll help you change your mind from negative to positive, and to remember to use these tools. Anyways, later days, my friends. I love you so much, and can't wait for Christmas, can't wait for the new year. I hope all of you out there are having a happy time. I know it can be a stressful time, but find the things you love about it, feel grateful inside about them, hold that gratitude in your heart, and it'll blind you. It'll blind you to the other stuff that normally ticks you off and makes you feel those other feelings. Love you guys. Have a great time.